As you're well aware, your number of fouls have escalated considerably in the last couple of games. Wonder what your analysis of that? Why has that happened?
Yeah, I would say the majority of them are, you know, mistakes, right? Unintelligent fouls, if you will. Fouls are going to happen throughout the course of the game. But at the end of the day, what I told our guys is, fouling is a mistake. Fouling is an error. And I tell them all the time in any sport, you know, teams that make the least amount of errors win most of the time. And many of them are mental mistakes. So, I mean, there's times where obviously college basketball has gotten very physical, um, despite the emphasis of freedom of movement and things like that. I mean, it continues to be extremely physical, and we're going to play against an extremely physical team tomorrow night. But we want to be able to match that and play with that type of toughness and grit. But you have to be smart. Unintelligent mental errors that kind of build up your foul count, allow teams to get into the bonus early and get those 15-foot unguarded shots that are the highest percentage shots in the game. It's important that we eliminate those. Throughout the course of the game, nobody's ever played an entire game without fouling, but we have to eliminate the dumb ones.
We'll go next to Brooks Holton. Go ahead, Brooks.
Hey, Pat. Obviously, kind of a weirder schedule where you guys are coming back home from the West Coast Saturday and kind of had that long trip, and then probably getting into prep for Duke very quickly. I was just wondering if you've been able to get a Michael back full go in practice, or if he's still kind of limited in what he's doing heading into this game.
Yeah, I mean that'll come out tonight, but might as well just say it now. He will not play on Tuesday. He's chomping at the bit. I mean, he wants to be out there so stinking bad, you can tell. And it's just been kind of a couple disappointing setbacks as we kind of tried to ramp him back up and practice full go to see if he could sustain throughout the game. And then what we did several days ago is just kind of like, you know, completely like shut him down from practice or anything like that, and give him a little bit more time, trying some different treatment things. We feel really, really good that that he's going to come around sooner rather than later. He's working his butt off. Like nobody is spending more time in the training room. All of the diagnostic tests and things like that, everything structurally is fine. We've had MRIs done and things like that. It's just we haven't been able to get that the discomfort and the spasms and things like that to settle down. We thought we were turning the corner, but over the last several days, we just not having him do anything full speed. But we've seen some improvement over the last several days. But he's got a great attitude about it. He's got a pep in his step. His teammates know how bad he wants to be out there. And I could see him being out there really soon.
CL Brown, go ahead, sir.
All right, Pat, kind of piggybacking off of that, how do you go about your game plan and preparation with the guy that may play a game or may not play a game, like these past few games you guys have had to play? Do you just go ahead without planning for Mikal to be in there, and if he is, it's a bonus, and then you know what to do, or do you almost have like two shadow game plans in mind?
That's a good question. I would say preparing mostly for, and again, right now we know he's not playing, so we're not preparing 50-50 like that, but you always want to prepare for the worst case scenario. So, the biggest part of your preparation is anticipating that he wasn't going to be in those games, but then obviously having contingencies if he was able to play.
Appreciate it.
Next up is Royal Howell. Go ahead, Royal.
Hello, Coach. I wanted to actually talk about tomorrow's matchup, anticipated matchup with Duke. You go into this matchup and What are like some like the key things that you can kind of do to stop Cam Boozer? If not, a lot of teams have been trying to play like a 1-3-1 on him or fronting the post as Georgia Tech and Florida State did on Saturday.
You
What are some
better.
things that you
I
can try to
mean,
do to
yeah.
stop him, slow him down?
Yeah, I mean, John just finished this call about 2 seconds ago, so I'm not going to sit here and give him the game plan, but he's a really smart dude and he knows how good that kid is. And everybody's, tries everything under the sun to slow him down. But man, he's not a one-man show. He's got like 47 McDonald's All-Americans around him as well. So, obviously he's always going to be the front and center of every scouting report of every game he's ever played for his entire life. So, it's going to be a big challenge, and we're excited about the opportunity in a big game and a big stage tomorrow night.
Go next to Donald Wine.
Thank you. Hey, Pat, Happy New Year, first of all. Speaking on the game tomorrow night against Duke, as you approach this game, your team likes to play fast. Duke likes to play fast. How do you control the tempo to make it where it's not too fast and eliminates the inefficiencies on offense?
Well, I mean, Duke always plays really fast, and we play always really fast, and playing really fast, we want to make sure we're playing very efficiently as well. Just because we play fast doesn't mean we shoot quick. And I would say, I'm not going to speak for John, but I would say the same thing for them. We put pressure on the defense by playing a downhill style, but we want to take great shots and not just the first okay one. So it's important to be efficient by generating high percentage shots.
Brett Friedlander, go ahead, sir.
Good morning, Pat. Having just gotten back from the West Coast, could you address the challenge of making that trip and having to play out there, especially now that both Stanford and Cal are improved?
Well, I mean, none of us can complain one bit. Nobody in the league, because those guys got to do it like every other week. So we have to do it once, and all of us don't even have to do it every year. Last year we didn't do it. So it's part of the new era of collegiate sports with the kind of nationwide conferences, with the Big Ten having West Coast teams and East Coast teams and the ACC doing the same thing. It's kind of the nature of the beast. But, both Kyle and Mark, I can't imagine changing time zones that many times and how their body clock's got to be all jacked up. That has to be a big, big, big time challenge. So I'm not going to complain.
All right, thanks.
Last question will come from Shelby Swanson.
Yeah, thanks so much for taking the time. I'm just curious. I've been asking some coaches on here about this practice, but just iPads, in-game film review, that sort of thing. Just how have you been able to implement that within your program, and what have been some of the benefits of that?
Yeah, when guys come out of the game, the assistants utilize them. By showing guys as they're sitting next to them on the bench, things that are going on throughout the game that we're either handling well or need to handle better. Sometimes if a breakdown occurs and a mistake occurs, I'll turn immediately to him and say, what happened? Because the game moves really fast, and let's say you mess up a coverage, and I want to know in real time who screwed it up. Either so that we can make the correction or and not have to wait to a timeout, or not have to wait till halftime. Us coaches get a little bit upset sometimes. I never do. I'm always really, really calm on the sideline, but some of those other guys are a little crazy. I'm just kidding. Sometimes if there's a call that didn't go our way or something, and I thought it was a bad call, I'll turn to him right away and go, "Hey, look at it. Was it a foul?" And then if I thought it was a mistake, I might go address it with the official. But they don't like when you come to them and you say, "Hey, I just watched it on video. That was a bad call." They don't like that very much. So I'll kind of pick my spots when I do that.
Pat, thank you for the time today. Appreciate it. We'll see you next week.
All right. Thank you.